Wacky chat, update, long time no speaky. I'm sorry about the fan that's just decided to kick in because it was very quiet a minute ago and now it's just going woo. So if you can hear that, then well, tough, because I can't do anything about it. So let's say it's a random video. There's this one I'll tell you. A popping ain't easy. Anything can happen in the next, well, hopefully under 15 minutes. I had a stepdaughter in and out of hospital. Nothing majorly serious, just she had an operation that Rachel and myself had some years ago, which was a laparoscopic cholecystectomy. And I've taken all day to practice saying that. And which is basically gallbladder removal. Nothing wrong with the operation per se, but she had some really unpleasant side effects for post-recovery. And I won't go too far down that one because it's all sorted now, thankfully. And if I don't see any hospitals for a while, then I'll be happy about that because I've had enough of them. They're full of ill people, basically. In this, I'm going to be smoking my Dagna Custom Cob. Dagna pipes! That's good. Okay? But that is bad. That's very bad. In this, Balkan Delight by Petersons, which was gifted to me by Morris from the Bedford Pipe Club. Very kind of him. Okay, yeah. So I haven't really been around to do a lot of updating. And apart from that, I've had artwork to do. I've had my house next door here. Neighbours went end of last year, and I was left with the panic of who the hell is going to go in there. She's someone who lived there before, and I do know who she is, and it's fine. So that concern is off because I was getting really paranoid about that. I mean, this man here, Mr. Jason Dagner, and does know very much what I'm talking about because he was here some years ago and saw one of the nightmares I had to deal with next door. So he would fully understand my concern about who the hell am I going to have to bury in the garden now. So let's, I've just packed some tobacco in here, and I really ought to have shown you how I pack it, shouldn't I? Really. Because you have to do it a really careful way. And of course, really, whatever methods you've been seeing on YouTube, it's all well and good giving you some guidance, but it's up to you at the end of the day, what works for you. And this probably won't like. So yeah, what have I been up to? Well, apart from what I've just mentioned, and I've kind of lost the thread as you clearly can see. What I'm trying to say is that I made a decision about 3-4 weeks ago. And I mentioned it on Facebook and it got a catastrophic reaction. But I'm going to briefly mention it here. But I'm not going to talk about it too much because I've decided to separate it. As you know, I've got a bicycle channel called 80s Bikes. I've got an art channel called 80s Art. And not so much never twain shall mix because you do see bikes sometimes in the background, and obviously artwork plays a big part in the pipe side. But in respect of the pipe community, the YTPC, which has done me immensely proud over the last number of years, and I'm not going to upset anybody, and I've made the decision anyway what to do. And what it was, I was downstairs cleaning some old vintage audio gear, and I noticed that it was a bit stained. Not badly, but enough to say, don't like that. I originally designated the kitchen as my main area of smoking. You could come into my kitchen, I close the living room door, open the window slightly, smoke what you want. Literally smoke what you want in there. And cigarettes, cigars, pipes, whatever. And that was it. But I've tended to, without realising it, get the pipe as you do, lunt around the house. And before you know where you are, you're spreading tobacco everywhere. So, my own fault really. And I thought, well, I've got to stop that, really, because this is a pain in the arse, keep cleaning stuff or something. And this, what I'm about to mention, is something I've looked into. Well, I've been interested in it because I've seen it at the Nottingham Pipe Club. And of course, I'm talking about vaping. Now, why I got the reaction I got, I don't know, because the Dagners vape. We've seen them, Jason, Elaine. And I could have just said, up yours, I'm going to do an integral part of my pipe videos with vaping, but I've decided not to. A real negative reaction when I sort of kind of came out on Facebook, for health reasons and chemicals and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to say it's a bit like a guy who eats loads of cakes having a go at somebody who eats loads of pies. You know, hang on just a minute here. So I'll say I'm not going to start arguing about it. I was going to integrate it in these videos. I wasn't going to call it AD's Pipes / AD's Vapes. No. I've created a completely sub channel, which I'll put a link below this video. And should you want to go over and see what I'm up to, if you vape yourself and your pipe, or you use vape or whatever, that will be just purely about that subject. Back to Bulk and Delight. Yeah. It's alright. So anyway, next video will be Nottingham Pipe Club Christmas meet. Then I'm going to do this video I keep saying I'm going to do, which is how I clean my pipes, which is going to fascinate many of you on the YouTube pipe community, and of course the UK Pipe Tobacco Club and many other groups as well. And that's basically how I keep these things looking the way they do, which is kind of OCD sometimes what I do, but it's what I do. You might take a few tips, you might take a few hints on what you need to do yourself. All the stuff I'll be using to do the cleaning will be things you can buy in your local shop in the United Kingdom. So there'll be nothing, really weird that I'm using to get them. It's just my personal thing I do with them. Where before I put them back in the cab, and I'm not gonna stop this. I've just decided to do it less in the house, or just do it in the kitchen or whatever. But to find something else to give me that sweet thing. And of course vaping it has got that in volumes with the fluids you can get. But see it as a addition rather than a replacement. I've invested far too much time, effort and money in this for me to say, whoa, that's going and that's coming in. It ain't happening. So it's going to be an integral part of what I'm about, but I'm just going to do the channel separately. And that's about it for now. So I'll catch up with you soon. And it's alright.